Hi gang, welcome to Yote Off Trail. I'm Brian, and today we are out in the woods near Monroe Lake. It's a lake in south central Indiana. I'm out mushroom hunting. We're out after hen-of-the-woods. Hopefully I'll be able to find some for you guys and show you what they look like. We're looking at the base of oak trees today. I am an amateur mushroom hunter, so I just want to get that out. Full transparency. I know three mushrooms. I know a morel mushroom, I know a chanterelle, and I know a hen-of-the-woods. So we're going after hen-of-the-woods today. It's early fall. It has been so warm here. Yeah, speaking of chanterelles, it's kind of funny. I had gone out right after our Scotland trip and had taken a little morning, much like this one actually, to look for some chanterelle mushrooms, and I was very successful. And then shot the video, edited it, uploaded it, and then forgot to post it because, like I said, I was so busy right after Scotland. So I'm going to put that one up after this one. I took everyone out, took the gang out for a mushroom hike, and I forgot to tell you guys about it. So as I go along here, we'll just have a little adventure, see what we can find, and enjoy the peace and quiet. We haven't really gotten our fall color yet. That's going to come probably in the next week or two. It's just started. I think the warmer temperatures have kind of subdued a little bit and we're not getting as bright of a pop. We'll see. I'm often proved wrong in that. The last week is often just amazing. So otherwise, it's going to be a really warm day. I got out here as early as I could this morning, but it is going to be another warm one. I think they are calling for the upper 80s. In early October. Yeah, the humidity's also already kind of started to climb. So I want to kind of get to hunting before it gets too nasty. And of course the mosquitoes are mosquitoes. Not hen-of-the-woods. Two different specimens that I'm still going to have to learn to identify. It's pretty cool. They're at the base of this oak tree. You can see all these mosquitoes on there. Here's another one of those red-topped variety that I'm going to try to identify. If I can get an identification on it, I will put it down below in the info box. Okay, gang, I'm actually shooting this midway through the hike, but I'm putting it at the beginning because it's very, very important. If you are going to go out and harvest wild edibles, you have to be very, very sure of what specimens you are getting. You need to have a positive identification, 100%, no doubt. Do what you can on the internet, take pictures, talk to people, try to find resources that can help you identify those mushrooms or any wild edible. Make sure you know what you're doing because you do not want to end up in the hospital and you do not want to end up having a bad week or a bad life because you did something that you shouldn't have done. Also, wild edibles, when you go to actually try to consume them, if you have not consumed them before, specifically mushrooms, but other wild edibles as well, you want to take a small portion, like tiny, cook it the way you want to cook it, or, you know, whatever you're going to do before you eat it. Eat it, and then you need to wait at least 6 hours, probably more like 12 to 24 before you eat more of that item. You don't want to pop an allergy. You don't want to have bad reactions to these things. That can also end you up with a bad weekend and a bad hospital bill. Okay, I've said my piece. I can now wander in these woods without this feeling of guilt hanging on me that somebody's going to go running off into the woods and eat the first mushroom they can find. Don't do that. That's not, no bueno. Here's a pretty one. I imagine this is probably a newer version of the red ones I'm seeing. It's all very similar. And gilled. There's something else over here. Maybe an old one. What is that? Yeah. Let's take a look at the undersides. Alright gang, I wanted to show you this. I thought at first this was some fur, like a bit of a rabbit pelt or a piece of deer, and it is not. It is actually a mushroom, and you can see it's got some sort of weird fronds or like growth on it. It's pretty cool. See if I can use this stick here. Oops, sorry. You can see the stem there. I have no idea what it is. Maybe somebody out there can help me out. Look at this guy. He's so big. I mean, he's huge. I'm going to get a better angle here. Alright, check this guy out. I'm going to put my hand down there for scale. There's my hand. That's how big he is. Hen-of-the-woods are very popular. They are incredibly tasty. They're very delicious. I've never seen anyone else out here mushroom hunting. That doesn't mean they don't come do it during the week or on other days. So hopefully, if there are hen-of-the-woods out here, they haven't been plundered already by the other mushroom pirates. Mushroom pirates. Oh man. Is that a band name? Mushroom Pirates? Yeah, I think it is. Oh, that's cool. One of the things I like about mushroom hunting is that it causes you to really slow down. And because you're going slow, you get to see some things that are cool. This looks like a little, maybe a raccoon or a dog skeleton skull. And looks like the rest of him is over here. Use these lower jaws. And might be I don't know. There's his skeleton, some bones in there. I don't know if you guys can see that. Yeah, there it is. I wanted to show you guys what an oak leaf looks like in case you don't know. I'll turn you around here and take a look at what I think is like a white oak. It's really important to get to know your trees when you're out in the woods. It definitely helps when you're mushroom hunting, especially in this case as we're looking around oak trees. The thing in this particular grove, and I'm a little concerned we might get struck out, is that these are all pretty healthy oaks. This is a healthy grove of oak trees. I've been around, probably around 30, 35 right now at this point. And hen-of-the-woods is known to live on either an unhealthy oak tree or a dead oak tree. They live right at the base. And these are all pretty healthy, so I may have to change locations or go for a little bit of a longer hike. I still have another whole half, pretty much, so another good 30, 40 trees to check, so fingers crossed. Here's that oak leaf. This is a young oak tree. It has grown from this wonderful oak tree. And you can tell from the rounded lobes of this leaf that it's a white oak, I believe. Or some variant therein, but you're looking at big lobed leaves. Okay, that's what you're looking for. Highly recommend get a tree identification guide. There are tons of videos online as well. This one's pretty eaten up. Here's another one. So I wanted to take a little bit more time around this particular dead specimen, just in case, and not only for hen-of-the-woods, but for any evidence that, there's an acorn there, any evidence that one's been either eaten or cut free. Just looking for any clues whatsoever. I don't know. Okay. No actual hen-of-the-woods, and I'm not seeing any bases cut or any sort of, so if there was one here, it would still be here. Okay, let's keep moving. Here's a quick example of a red oak. It's the same sort of long leaf. but instead of rounded lobes, it has sharp, almost bladed, pointed ones. This is off of a downed red oak. The leaves have long since dried up and died, but they give me an example. Here's one that's kind of banged up, but that's the leaf you're looking for anyway. Alright, moving on. Huh. Oh, you guys see that? I just saw that. Let's look. What is that? It's caught my eye because it's not normal. Okay, before I go digging in, this is a tree that's been knocked over by the wind. You see the root pole. And, okay, so let's... I have no idea what I'm about to find here. What is that? It's probably a piece of junk. But... what the... oh, God. I was right. It's a piece of junk. Okay, tree 57. We got a hit. I'll show it to you guys where it's at, how it's located. As an added bonus, I think we also have a type of mushroom called a chicken of the woods growing on the same tree. Now I'm going to take some time, see if I can get some signal out here, and I'm going to try and identify whether or not that's a chicken of the woods or not. And I might go ahead and collect some just to be sure. Let me turn it around, show it to you, and pretty happy. I thought I was going to strike out there for a minute. One dead tree. And at the base. And what you see there is what I believe is a chicken of the woods. We'll take a look at that here in just a second. But right next to it, that's what we've come for right here. There's two of them. Oh, there's three of them. This is on the south-facing side of the oak tree. Let me get out of the shadow there. It's on the south-facing side. So that's important to note. It's going to get more sun. It's pretty clear. There's a little bit of sunlight right here. And because this guy is dead, it's opened this whole area up for some time. Let's get in and take a closer look. This is hen-of-the-woods, or Amanita mushroom. Graphola fenderosa. Anyway, so it's pretty sturdy. It's a cluster. It is, I'm going to pull one of these off here. It's one of these leaves off. Let's pull this small one off. Oops, sorry. It is porous. It is not gilled. It doesn't have gills like other mushrooms. Right? And it kind of pulls apart like a chanterelle or even like a chicken. Chicken, like a good white breast chicken. So we're going to take this guy. Let me cut this guy free. We'll get this one. I may leave that one. I believe when you're foraging, you should always leave a little extra. You shouldn't take everything that you find. And then we got this larger cluster here. So yeah, I'll take this larger cluster. He's pop through this bark. Look at that. It'll be a pain to clean, but this is a decent hen of the woods. I'm just going to come in here. I'm just going to cut away the base. Get this stuff out of the way. It's kind of hard to feel, but you just cut that base away. We'll grab that little bit there. And there you go. And you can eat this whole thing, and it tastes amazing. Here's a better look at the undersides. Not gilled, porous. All right, let's get... oh, this is going to be fun to clean. Didn't expect to find one so big, and I need a bigger knife. I have a bigger knife. I'm going to try and do it with this one first, though. Just basically get underneath there, and you just want to cut through that base. You do it all by feel. Look at that. Haha. Okay, here we go. This is a good one. It's going to be a mess to clean, but that's okay. There you go. All right, so hen of the woods, or also called sheep's head. And you can kind of see why. Right? You can kind of see why that's called a sheep's head. Ah, I'm losing pieces. So you can see the base. You don't want to ever pull a mushroom out of the ground. You always want to cut it off and leave the base in the ground, because the rest of the organism is down in there and it will fruit again. And we're going to leave this little guy here and say thank you for such a cool chunk of maitake mushroom. Wow, it is so thick and tough to cut. Okay, here we go. This is what I think is chicken of the woods. And it has, you can see this yellow color on it, which is one of the things why they call it a sulfur shelf. And it certainly looks like a lot of the specimens I've seen online. And it seems right, but I'm not going to try it until I get a positive ID. So there you go. That's all I'm going to take. I might come back for the rest of these if the ID proves positive. But if nothing else, I've got a good little sample to try out. All right. So I've spent the better part of an hour or so looking at the ground, and I just, after collecting those specimens, I just wanted to take a moment, take a break, enjoy the other reason why I came out here. Yeah, I'm a sweaty mess. Those specimens were in the sun, and the temperatures have come up pretty quickly already. So sometimes you just need to pause. Let's play the fun game, Is Anybody Home? Is anybody home? Here's another red one. I ID these guys. Look how bright he is. I'm pretty sure these are not edible. But if they are, I'm coming back. Because they are everywhere here in this area. Some cool little mushrooms that I have no idea what they are. Very tiny. At the base of this dead tree here. Another cool specimen. Oh, he's being patient. Oh, there he goes. See, I said something. Well, it's been about 3 hours now. I think we've looked at 80, 90 trees. I'm running out of time. I need to get back home. So I'm going to call it. Thanks for coming out with me. I'm glad I was able to show you what a hen of the woods looks like, and maybe even a chicken of the woods. I will put information down in the info box down below if that's the case. And I may come back out if that's a positive ID and get those others that we left there. I'm thinking about maybe doing a prep video of how I cook and clean, or clean and cook these hen of the woods. Let me know what you guys think in the comment box. I may go ahead and shoot. I haven't decided yet. As always, I've said it, I think 2 other times in this video, do not, if you're going out foraging for wild edibles, do not just grab something and eat it. Make sure you have a positive identification and start with a small sample to make sure you don't have an allergic reaction. And as always, if you can, get outside, get some dirt time, make an adventure for yourself, and get out here and have some fun, because it's proven that getting out in the woods is good for you. Getting out in nature is good for you. It helps reset your brain, and it just gives you some peace and quiet away from a pretty chaotic world. So I'm a fan. Thanks everybody for coming along. I will see you on the next one. Take care.